Hi, and welcome back to our channel, Blessed Trimability. I want to take a little bit of time here to tell you that we're going to be going over the new book by Pearl and Serene, I'm That Girl. Did you ever remember back, I think it was the 60s when I was growing up, there was a television show called That Girl. And it was just a wholesome, fun little show. And every time I see the title of this book, that's what makes me think of. But I I think it's a good book that all of us should read, and I'm just going to give some overviews of some of the things that I'm learning as I go through it, and I think it's very valuable information. But clearly, I'm not going to tell you the whole book, and I think that you yourself should purchase the book and go over it. And if you want to go over it together, that would be great as well. But first of all, I just want to tell you that we're going to look at it, and let's look. Of course, we've said that the authors are Pearl Barrett and Serene Allison, and some of the different chapters it has, and what it is doing, it's helping you think about the way you think. I think that's called metacognition, and it's telling us its table of contents. It has, like, the first part is appetizers, and it talks about the you never knew, and it's a thing, the wrap up. And then it goes into the part where it's called the main course, and it talks about teaching your mouth. Let's check them. Not such a fruitcake. Your authentic self. Believers believe. And then it goes to talk about the sides. The girl who deletes fear. The girl who defiles anxiety. The girl who sheds depression. The girl who grabs joy. And then it talks about the desserts. And the desserts they're talking about the girl who is jolly fantastic. The girl who remembers how to laugh. Who waits for her reward. Who doesn't stress her figs, who's a bed maker, who crowns and anchors her meals. Just some good healthful advice. And, a lot of times you hear, and I don't know much about Noom, or I think it's called Noom, and they talk about keeping your weight and keeping your body healthy is a psychological aspect to it. And like I told you, my friend in Texas, she always says, until you're ready to do it, it's up here. You've got to make a commitment in your mind and in your heart to know what you're going to do. And so I think this is a well needed book, because we can all have all the diet plans, we can have all the recipes, but we have to have the willpower and the want to, and know the knowledge too. And clearly, with all of their things, it's very biblically based. And in the first chapter, it talks about the you never knew. And it talks about how the words that you speak have power. And they talk in here like they're not some kook that they think of you if you say these positive affirmations that things are going to change overnight, or you're going to get everything that you want, or everything you say. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about that there's like I said, there's a bigger picture far beyond food plans and micronutrient details. And they also give they talk about it's the like I said, the plan is not all in one itself. And it says sometimes if you're stuck in a I'm that girl who eats her emotions, or I'm that girl who can't seem to stick with it, it's a mindset. No number of healthy recipes can dig you out of that. It's important. You have to make it up your mind. And it also talks about it's time to work on yourself. And I understand it's been a little bit of time since I've been on YouTube. The new class I'm teaching, I have so many students in it, and it's taken a lot of time. And then always in the back of my mind, I think I really need to get my YouTube videos up. I need to get back with that. So I'm trying to make a commitment to myself and say, I am that girl that's going to do these at least weekly. I'm going to try to throw in some cooking videos as well. We all have our best intentions, and sometimes life gets in the way of what we want to do. But it says take time to work on yourself. If you don't take time for yourself, and the people that depend upon you aren't going to be able to I don't want to say depend upon you, but you won't be your best for them. So, and it also talks about here in this first chapter that it says there can be no I'm that girl without I'm that God. And we have to realize that God tells us I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you and will bless you always, in Genesis 26:24. We have to realize that God has got to be our anchor. He has got to be the one that helps us through all of this. And that also go on, and it talks about we can't throw out parts of the Bible or bury its treasures, because people mess up and they put their own sink or stink on things. We have to, we have to take the Bible at its word. And with the Trim Healthy plan, I like what they say was if you go off plan, in 3 hours you can be back on plan, and not to just ditch the whole day because like, oh, well, I ate something bad, so let's just continue to eat bad. And something else that was cute, if you all probably watched The Lion King, and it says, remember the Lion King movie, the scene where Simba is lying there broken, defeated, and lost his hope. His father's voice booms around him. You have forgotten who you are, and so you have forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than you have become. Think about that. If we're trying, and I know I do this a lot, I try to do things in my own strength, and it just doesn't work. We have to ask God for the power and the help to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And it also, talks about that the entire Christian story is centered around a gift, not just one gift, but gifts galore. God not only gives us the gift of salvation, but he gives us the gift of new life each day. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even have the next breath that we have. And the book talks about this is a gift of a new identity of knowledge of our rightful inheritance that transforms our eating choices, our relationships, our health, and every aspect of our lives. I have a little banner that's in my dressing room, and it says that you're a daughter of the King. Now think about that. If we thought that and really believed it and lived like that each and every day, that we're a daughter of the King, how different would we behave? How different would we eat? How differently would we dress? How differently would we conduct ourselves? But sometimes it's hard to remember that. We don't think about that. It also talks about how too many times, I've said this, have you said, I remember one time I'd say, you would think like in The Wizard of Oz, what would I do if I had a brain? Well, you're speaking negativity down on yourself. You want to make sure that you're speaking positive affirmations, and you say something like, oh, my husband is driving me crazy. Well, we need to be thankful for that husband, even though sometimes I understand that could be something that we are feeling at that time. And, you can say, well, I'm just a binge eater, or I can't stay on plan. The more you tell yourself that, the less likely you are going to do that. I know that I tell myself is, I'm just so busy, I can't get this all done, and I'm failing to plan, so I'm planning to fail. Well, then I have to start telling myself, what's in the way? What can you fix so that you are able to plan, so that you don't plan to fail? There's words we need to take out of our vocabulary, like the book lists some like fat, stupid, failure, ugly, undisciplined, covered in cellulite, offended. We need to make sure that we fall in love with ourselves and that we are willing to put the work in that's needed. And if it means you have to get up a little earlier, you have to go to bed a little earlier. I remember Sarah from My Montana Kitchen the other day was talking about in one of her videos about how whatever you get, you have to pay for. So if you're going to get up early to have time to do things before your whole family gets up, then you probably have to go to bed earlier. You have to think through. Things just don't miraculously happen. It says only truth is real, and we only get that by looking at what the word or scripture says about us. So I'm going to encourage you to get a copy of this book. You can get it on their website. It first came out, and you could get the digital download. You probably still can, but then also you can, don't mind that. It's just the monthly, weekly signal that goes off if you can hear that siren in the background. But you can get it from their website, and we can go along together, and we can share some things that we're feeling about. But I encourage you to buy this, and we're going to try to go over a little bit of it each week as I go, and what I'm able to learn from it. And so I'm thankful that you're part of our community, part of our family here at Blessed Trimability, and I think this I'm That Girl book will help us understand that we do have the ability to be trim, to be healthy, to be blessed. So we'll see you soon, and thanks for being here with us.